Hi. 5 new books to talk about coming up next. Keep reading. Hi, Terri Gillespie here, and welcome to October's Top Picks by Terri. And I'm so excited that you're watching this episode because you're going to love these books. And I've been so excited to be able to talk about these. So let's start with the first book, and it is my lead book. So the lead book essentially means that I will be interviewing the author in my A2A, my author to author interview episode. So now, something to note, I will be interviewing Leslie in December, not November, because typically I'll interview in the next month, but this will be done in December because in the month of November, I'm going to have a special anniversary episode, which will have, I think we're up to between 4 and 6 authors that are indie and hybrid authors. And we're going to have a panel where we have a moderator who asks us questions. And if you are a writer or want to be a writer, or you just are curious about the writing and publishing process, you're going to love these episodes. And actually, we're going to have 2 episodes because we had such great participation. So that'll be next month. So in the meantime, let's talk about Leslie. And I'm really excited to interview Leslie because this will be my first time interviewing her and getting to know her. So I'm excited. So her author bio is she is a Christie Award-winning and #1 best-selling author of over 40 novels, including 4 Lancaster County Amish series. Now, Leslie holds a bachelor's degree in history and an MFA in creative writing. She enjoys church history, research trips, and hiking in the Pacific Northwest. She and her husband live in Portland, Oregon, and have 4 adult children and 1 grandchild. I love the Pacific Northwest. That's another place we used to live, not in Oregon, but we did live in the Seattle area. All right, so this is coming out the end of November, November 28th, and it's published by Bethany House. And it's considered contemporary fiction, but it's actually a time slip or dual timeline, which is one of my favorite subgenres. So here is the publisher's summary. Mennonite Brenna Zimmerman's life grows complicated by her feelings for a Ukrainian soldier and her friendship with an Afghanistan war vet. But she's inspired by the story of her Amish great-great-aunt's experience during World War II. How will Brenna find the courage to give up the comfort she craves for the life she truly wants? It's really good. Now, this is the second book in the Amish Memories series, and I loved book 1. And I don't want to tell you too much about it because if you haven't read book 1, you're really going to want to read book 1. But it can be a standalone. It's just you really get the richness of the story if you read the first book. All right. Chapter 1, and this is in Brenna Zimmerman's point of view. October 18th, 2017, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So I'm going to be reading the first paragraph because people have said they really like it when they hear the first paragraph. So here we go. I hated the apartment. The hum of the dishwasher, the smell of the new paint, the scratchy carpet, the two straight back chairs and rickety table in the dining room, my secondhand desk and office chair. That tells me a lot. What does that bring to mind? Somebody who's doesn't like change. So Leslie is great at character development, and you're going to love her stories. Okay, the second book is Against the Wind by Amanda Cabot. And this is book 2 in the Sweetwater Crossing series. Now, I read book 1 and it was great, but I have to say, I liked book 2 even more. Now, this is published by Revell and it'll come, it's already come out. So it came out October 3rd. So it just came out a week or two ago. So you can order it now. Now with The Passing Hour, you can pre-order that book. And it's always good to pre-order. And I'll have the links down below in the description section for all of these books. But it's great when you pre-order because it really helps the author. And so this one's already out, so you can order it now and get it. If you got Prime, you'll probably get it in a couple days. So let's read a little bit about Amanda. Amanda is the best-selling author of After the Shadows, as well as several historical and contemporary romantic series, including Mesquite Springs, Cimarron Creek Trilogy, and Texas Crossroads, Texas Dreams, and Westward Winds. Her books have been finalists for the ACFW Carol Awards, the Hope Medallion, and the Bookseller's Best. She lives in Wyoming. That kind of makes you think of Wyoming, doesn't it? It's a great cover. All right, so, okay, I forgot to mention this comes in hardback, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. Same with this as well. So this is the publisher's summary. Ready to leave town and start her life as a doctor in training, Louisa Vaughn finds herself stuck in Sweetwater Crossing, saving a handsome stranger's life. Little does she know that he'll bring both love and danger into her life. Now, this is historical romance. So I used to not like historical. And then I had 2 friends that wrote historical, so I started reading them. I thought, this is pretty good, especially since they're incredible writers. And now I really do like historical. So if you're not necessarily a historical fiction fan, I encourage you to step out and check it out, because if I'm sold, I bet you'll be sold too. All right. Now, all of these books, all 6 of these books, I actually have already read and reviewed. When they're released, like this book, I've posted a review on Amazon. It'll be on Books A Million, Barnes and Noble, BookBub, Goodreads, and ChristianBook.com. So wherever you get your reviews, there will be one from me. All right, this is Chapter 1, Monday, March 12th, 1883. Louisa Vaughn, you're a fool to go back. Phoebe Sheridan propped her fists on her hips and glared as she repeated the words Louisa had heard half a dozen times since she denounced her decision. You have no future here. So good. So there are three sisters in this series, and this is the story of Louisa, the youngest sister, and she wants to be a doctor in the 1800s, which is really cool. Okay. Julia Monroe begins again by Rebekah Millet or Millet. Which one is it, Rebekah? Okay, this is coming out in paperback, hardback, ebook, and audiobook. Now, this is published by Bethany House, and it will be coming out, let's see, it'll be coming out next week. So, but pre-order. If you pre-order, sometimes there's some special deals, especially from the publisher. Let's see. This is a contemporary romance, and if it looks like it's fun, it is. I had some really laugh out loud moments with this book. But then it also deals with some really serious issues like forgiveness and dealing with difficult things from the past. But it's, like I said, there is just some laugh out loud moments. And I love the way that Rebekah writes. It's kind of the way that I write too. So I love reading that. All right, Rebekah, this is her bio. Okay. And I think this is her first book. I think, is it? Yes. I think it's her first book. And it's the first in this Beignets for two. Beignets are so good. They're kind of like donuts, except they're even better. So her first book, really great, really exciting. Support this author and you'll enjoy it. So it's contemporary romance, as you can see by the cover. So this is Rebekah's bio. She is a Cascade Award and ACFW First Impressions award-winning author of contemporary Christian romance novel. Now, ACFW's First Impressions Award, that's kind of a prestigious thing for a not yet published author. So you submit your manuscript and they look at it and they give you their first impressions. And which can, it's hard to get that first impression in such a few words. So they must have been very impressed because she won the First Impressions Award. Okay, she is a New Orleans native. She grew up on beignets and cafe au lait, and she loves infusing her colorful culture into her stories. She exasperates her husband by rearranging their furniture and being a serial plant killer, while her two sons keep her laughing and share her love of strawberry Pop-Tarts. Fun. So this is the publisher's summary. With her two boys off to college, 40-year-old Julia Monroe intends to expand her cleaning business in New Orleans, but God seems to have other plans. Samuel Reed, the ruggedly handsome Green Beret who broke her heart more than 20 years ago, has returned to town, and he's determined to win her back. Okay, first paragraph. Chapter 1. In hindsight, scheduling my first routine mammogram on my 40th birthday may not have been a wise choice. So good. Oh, yes. Okay, Amanda Barratt. This young woman is an incredible writer. And I would call her a brave writer. What she writes about is so difficult. And this is obviously set in during the World War II era, so it's historical. Um, with everything going on right now in Israel, this book is so important to read. So her last book was The Sorrow Within These Walls, and it's currently a finalist in the Christie Awards, which is one of the most prestigious award organizations. And um, she's up for another Christie Award. So I was very blessed to be one of her many consultants on that book. So it means a lot to have just a tiny, tiny little speck to do with that book. Now, this book, um, yeah, let me read. Let me read about this. So, this is published by Revell in hardback, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. And it will be released on November 7th. So, pre-order, everybody. Pre-order. So, here is Amanda's bio. And I'm going to go ahead and I interviewed Amanda on one of my author highlights. So I'll put the link for that down below in the description section as well. So Amanda is the best-selling author of more than a dozen historical novels and novellas, including My Dearest Dietrich, which is Dietrich Bonhoeffer, and The White Rose Resists, a 2021 Christie Award winner. She is passionate about illuminating oft-forgotten facets of history through a fictional narrative. Amanda lives in Michigan. And that's what I mean by her being such a brave writer. She and Kathy Golke have really stepped out and written stories about little known historical facts that are difficult sometimes to read, but her stories are so beautiful that it is just gift wrapped for you to really be a memorable gift. Do you know what I mean? Memorable gift. Anyway. All right. So here is the publisher's summary. I did say it was Revell, right? Yeah. Okay. In World War II Poland, two sisters fight against the darkness engulfing their homeland, one by entering a daring network of women sheltering Jewish children, and the other by joining the ranks of Poland's secret army. As Warsaw buckles under German oppression, they must rely on the courage that calls the ordinary to resist. Once again, this book is so timely with what's going on in the world right now. All right. First paragraph. Chapter 1. Antonina, August 31st, 1939, Warsaw, Poland. Antonina and Helena, that was how I remembered our names, spoken in a single breath, always blended together. The two sisters. All right. Tracie Peterson. We love Tracie Peterson, don't we? Historical fiction. This is Knowing You, and it is the final book in the Pictures of the Heart series, which was a fascinating little bit of history that was, it was just so cool. It was just, how she does that is just so amazing. She can take a little footnote in history and turn it into just wonderful, wonderful stories. So Tracie Peterson is the best-selling author of more than 100 novels, both historical and contemporary. And I do love her contemporary novels as well. With nearly 6 million copies sold, she has won the ACFW Lifetime Achievement Award and the Romantic Times Career Achievement Award. Her avid research resonates in her many best-selling series, which is what I just said. Tracie and her family make their home in Montana. Now, this is published by Bethany House, and it will release November 7th in hardback, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. And as I said, this is historical fiction. Here is the publisher's summary. May Parker is captivated by the Japanese exhibits at the Alaska Yukon Pacific Exposition because she's longing to know more about her mother's heritage. When she's reunited with childhood friend Lee Monroe, they become entangled in a dangerous heist involving a samurai armor, and their love is threatened. Will they be able to overcome the odds against them? Now, one of the things that she brought up, which is something that I know has happened in both Seattle and in San Francisco, was the expulsion of the Chinese people, and just horrible, horrible racism, and the treatment. And they were beginning to do that with the Japanese people as well. So, um, you know, I hate to say this, but our history is kind of rife with prejudice, in so many different areas. But we can learn from history, right? Of course, right. We can learn from history. All right. This is a prologue. Seattle, Washington, May 1899. Leave her alone. 13-year-old May Parker hurried to get to her feet. She dusted off the skirt of her dress and scurried to stand behind Leander Monroe. Great book. Great book. So that's it for this month. But is it really? No, because guess what? I am going to do a special episode in October. So you're going to get 2 top picks, but it's going to be for children. So if you're looking for some great books for your children, for your grandchildren, for your nieces, for your nephews, be sure and watch the second top picks episode for October, which will be aired on the 25th of October. And it's great holiday gifts, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. So stay tuned for that one coming up next. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Remember that all those great links are down below in the description section, including the author's website and other great information. So until the next special episode in a week, thanks again for stopping by. God bless and keep reading.